Hello chaps, and welcome to my build introduction for the Revell 1/48 scale Mosquito Mk.IV Royal Canadian Air Force. That's the box art. This is a original 1966 tooling that's been reboxed 10 times, and this is the 10th of those reboxings. They've now made a new tool of this kit. This is the final boxing of the 1966 tool that was done in 2012. This is a kit that was kindly sent to me 2 or 3 years ago by Freddie Duarte, so thanks Freddie, and this could well be my third entry into the Royal Air Force Bomber Command buddy build that I'm hosting on here and on Facebook. So let's have a look in the box. Parts are loose. There were 2 bags on three bags, sorry. 2 bags of grey sprues. One of those bags has been opened and the parts are sitting in the box. So we'll have a look at those. The typical black and white assembly instruction booklet with the parts lists giving you all the names of the different parts. So if you want one thing I like about that parts list is you learn what parts are called on an aircraft if you're not familiar with what the parts are called. So I really like that type of parts list. It's more appealing to an engineer like me. You've got the colour call-outs on that page 2, and the parts list covers those pages 3 and 4. And you go on to the instructions. It's a 16-page booklet and it offers 3 versions. You've got Mosquito B, Mk.IV, KB-25, 3 of the Royal Canadian Air Force. And then you've got a Mosquito Fighter Bomber 6 version, serial number PZ165 of number 4 Squadron Royal Air Force, with a black underside. So I guess that's a night fighter bomber. And then you've got Mosquito FB6 fighter bomber 6, serial number HR241, number 418 Squadron Royal Canadian Air Force. So 3 versions they offer. I'll do one that's applicable to Bomber Command. I'm not going to go through the instructions, guys. You know, they're pretty straightforward, pretty simple looking. Cockpit, bombs, assemble the bombs 4 off, put them in the bomb bay, do the cockpit. Pilot, flight engineer side by side in the cockpit. It looks like a basic tub. And then there's options to cut off the nose for the different styles of fighter bomber, or the one with a clear nose section, and then you can cut the bomb bay doors to have them open or closed. I'll do still photographs so you can see all these pages at the end, and do a slideshow of still shots as I usually do. And then you assemble the cockpit into the fuselage, button it up, assemble your wings, drill the holes for the rockets or bombs, put in the light, landing lights, assemble the wheels, drop the wheels into the wheel frames before assembling those wing halves together. I don't like that because that means that your wheel assembly is now vulnerable for breakage during all the handling. You know, the sanding, filling, sanding, priming, pre-shading, painting, clear coating, decaling, clear coating, weathering. I like to assemble my wheels at the end, so it might be that I have to do something about that. Maybe cut part of the stem so I can drop it in from the end of the final assembly. A couple of wingtip lights to put on when the wings are assembled, and then assemble the exhaust covers, manifold covers. And then go on to the nose, choose your nose style. Fighter bomber style, night fighter style, and the clear nose section. Assemble the canopy onto that and the aerial. The aerial is the last thing I do. I don't want that snapping off. Go on to the horizontal stabilizers, then the propeller assembler, assemble those. But again, that's all final assembly stuff for me after it's all painted. And then it's showing some antennas to be assembled on the night fighter, the wingtips, and for the bomber section, assembling bomb pylons and attaching the bombs. Or you go to the fighter bomber and you assemble rockets, 4 rockets under each wing. So really simple, just 16 simple instructions, assembly stages. Now decals, have a quick look at those. Are these printed in Italy? No, it doesn't say so. So I think these are standard Revell, but they're good. They're a sort of semi-gloss finish. Carrier film is minimal, and roundels look like they're nicely in line, nothing offset when they've done the 3 different colours on the red, white and blue. And not a lot of decals, and don't forget these cover 3 versions, so I'm guessing it's just your fuselage roundels, upper wing roundels, and serial codes and fuselage squadron recognition letters, and then the keep out zone that goes on the wings next to the fuselage on the upper wings. So not a lot of decals. And quick look at the parts. I'll look at the fuselage off, starboard side. It's actually got recessed panel lines, so I'm guessing along the way, I can't imagine those existing on the 1966 tool, so I imagine in one of the 10 reboxings they put these in at a later date. And the door on the side there is a recessed panel line, recessed around the bomb bay door that I'll chop out and have it open. I like to do that. And I guess I'll have to look for some bombs to put inside the bomb bay. Any warp? Oh! It looks reasonably flat. Let's put 2 halves together and have a look. Put the end, tail end together. Yeah, there's a bit of warp there. You can see they're not going together by about 1 millimetre, but little press, a little pressure, they're done. Glue will hold that, so that doesn't concern me. I'm not seeing any sink in these fuselage halves. They look clean surfaces. So fuselages look good. The lower wing, got all the holes here to drill out, depending on whether you have the rocket bomb pylons or the rocket pylons. And again, we have some recessed panel lines on here. So I'm assuming this has been modified tooling along the way, even though I don't find any information that says that. So again, those wings look decent, they look pretty good. So I'll put 2 of those aside. Let's have a look at the port side, how it assembles. Goes together okay. A little bit of bow in here, you see how it's standing proud there, it's not shutting flat at the top. Onto there, you got to put some pressure there. So there will be a clamp there to glue that down. It's a little mismatch around the join, it sticks out on the bottom side compared to the profile on the top side, so that'll be filled and filed. But recessed panel lines, everything else looks good. Oh, in this vent here from the radiator vent, it's all empty in there, it's just hollow space. There should be, you should see the backside of a radiator in there. So unless there's something we have to stick in, I'll have to put a bit of plastic card in there and make it look like there's a radiator in there. Other than that, it looks okay. Horizontal stabs, upper and lower. Again, recessed panel lines, so, and some raised detail. It's just the major separation from the stabilizer to the elevator that you've got the recess, but everything else is raised around it. There's one nose option for a fighter bomber version. So you have machine guns underneath, machine guns in the nose. That's raised detail. That's all raised detail, some rivets and lines. Wheel struts look okay. I'm not seeing any flash. They look nicely detailed actually. I haven't noticed flash, and if there is, it seems to be on the runner system, flashing around the part line of runner. Oh, there's some flash around the part line of the man. Pilot. There are the exhaust covers. There's a wheel mudguard there. I don't know if all the parts are here because these parts are loose. Propeller spinners and back plates. And then these are the hinges for the bomb bay doors if you have them open, and the wheel bay doors. And then they're the filters that go on the front of the air intakes on the engine nacelles. Another figure. And then again there's some fairings for Bombay, I think. So that's that. Let's have a look at the clear parts quickly. I want to keep this as short as possible. It's 13 minutes so far. This hasn't been opened, this bag. Neither is this bag. These are both sealed. So I'm going to quickly put these open and we'll have a look. Let's look at the grey sprue first. Oh, there's a couple in here. Got the propellers. Some flash around the tips of the propellers and a little bit around the part line on that profile. It's got the seats with seat belts moulded in, and it's got all the rockets there, rocket pylons. Yeah, there's some flash around the part lines. You'd expect that from an old tool. It's going to wear over all those years, and yet you can dress the part line back so far, but then you start losing dimension, accuracy. So I can forgive it, it's an old tool and it doesn't take long to use a scalpel blade and just scrape that mismatch off. You don't need to bring a file out, just use the edge of a number 11 blade. It's quick doing it that way. Okay, we've got wheels, they've got tread on them, they look nice. We've got the bombs. Bomb pylons with the bombs actually on there, 2 OVs for each one. So I guess these 2 bombs are going to go into the bomb pylon. Here's the bomb pylon, the bomb bay on the underside there, and I guess the top side acts as the cockpit. It's got holes in it, and that looks like an area for the joystick. Rear wheel detail, that looks good. Radios and the instrument panel. I mean, it looks okay for an old mould, I'm not grumbling. And an old tooled kit is what you make of it. It's a test of your skills and your patience and some artistry involved in making it look good. Look at these clear parts, and I'm just going to have a quick look myself. But no, they look good. They look really clear. Raised frames on the outside wingtip lights. I'm good with those. I'm happy with those. Alright guys, so that's my quick introduction to the Revell Mosquito Mk.IV. Stick around, you'll see still images of everything I've just shown you. And until the first update, build update, thanks for watching. Tally-ho, chocks away.
Thank you.